Rack and roll. Shadows of Centris. So how the hell did we end up in this one again? I was looking at parts when the bag went over my head, Reggie asks curiously. He's speaking in English for a little extra security. Hell if I know. One moment we were browsing for ways to upgrade our new toys and now we're tied up back to back with bags over our heads, Amadi notes. So we're back to normal, aren't we? Koa asks. The hell about this is normal, Reggie demands. I don't know. Stumbling into insane conspiracies every 10 minutes is pretty much our current mission statement, Amadi notes. Ah, so billable hours. Got it, Reggie says with sarcasm absolutely dripping from his tone. Do you have somewhere better to be? Koa asks. Let's see. Danger, stress, frustration, and no doubt a great deal of stupidity. No, not really. How about you guys? Reggie remarks blithely. Pretty much the same. You guys ready to escape now? These ropes are chafing a bit, Amadi asks, and there's some chuckles and nodding. In response, Amadi sends a surge of axiom that slices their bindings. Excellent. Let's kick some ass. They pull the bags off their heads and examine their surroundings. Small room with padded walls and a single light over their heads and a vent. Weapons gone, location unknown, and an unknown opposing force. Koa notes as he stands on his tiptoes and reaching up for the vent above. Reggie, see if you can unscrew that. You do know going through the vents isn't going to work, right? Reggie asks, even as he stands on the knee that Koa offers him and is then hefted up by the legs. He reinforces his fingers and uses them as an impromptu wrench and quickly rips off the vent cover. Fans, grills, and a lot of dust. We're not going out through this. He's lowered to the ground and Koa lifts up the vent cover. Steel for knives. Remember the recent addition to our basic axiom training? Good thinking, big man. Getting ourselves some toys will greatly help our chances, Amadi says, and he pumps a large amount of axiom into the metal. All three men grab onto it and the metal shifts. Moments later, all three men are wielding trench knives and nodding. All right, next question. Where's the door? Reggie asks, looking around. Good question. Let's make one. Koa remarks, putting his hand on one of the nearest wall and feeling it out before thumping his hand against it. He frowns and steps to the next wall and gives it a thumping. Same noise. The third wall, however, has a very differing sound and he grins. He charges axiom through his arm and knife and stabs deep before wrenching to the side. Found the door? Reggie asks. Yep, Koa remarks as he digs his axiom-enhanced fingers in and rips the way open. They see the back of a wall and Reggie shoves him to the side and quickly looks up and down before tapping it a few times. All right, the spot to exit is here, Reggie says before kicking the wall hard and a panel snaps off its rivets to slam into a nearby wall immediately present. He steps out and glances down the maintenance tunnel. I think we're in a ship. Maybe. More than just ships have maintenance hallways, Amadi remarks as he slips out. You're the mechanic. Show us the way. Koa says to Reggie, who nods, and he starts heading to the left. We've got a few minutes at most. We didn't see any cameras, but that doesn't mean there isn't some kind of silent alarm going off. Reggie remarks as he leads the way to a ladder and they climb up a level and start heading straight until they reach a computer terminal. He activates it and it asks for a password. In response, he opens up its access panel and hard resets the computer and causes it to restart several times in quick sequence, and then it boots up and asks to start in safe mode. And we're in. There's a few moments of silence as Amadi and Koa look out for Reggie as he gets into the system and smiles. All right, we've got good and bad news. Bad is that we're on a ship in orbit. The good is that these people are retarded and I've managed to make an administrator account for us. Password is password in English. Enunciate it through galactic trade runes. The account name is, Koa asks, to make sure there's nothing too stupid happening. Boy's the English word, but in galactic trade runes. It won't show up on a list though, so just use the enter name function instead. Reggie answers and the larger man nods. Do we have a name for this ship and a way to contact our people? Amadi asks, and Reggie resets the terminal one more time before logging in on the new administrator account. This is the Cherry Crush, and this terminal can access the communication arrays. But if we do it, we will be instantly figured out and possibly blocked unless we control either the bridge or the main communication pylon on this ship. What about enemy forces and their levels of awareness? Do they know we've escaped? Koa asks, and Reggie starts typing out. I think we've got a few more minutes. No alarms are active for now, but that may be soon to change. There are about 50 accounts on this system, and aside from mine, only 2 have administrator access. We can assume that to be the captain and a shared mechanic account for effecting repairs and system updates, Reggie says, before turning back to the terminal and grinning. We're in luck, though. Our gear isn't very far away. I've got a program on my communicator that should be useful for times like this. Good. Let's get moving. They may not know where we are yet, but it's more a matter of time than anything else, Koa says, and Reggie nods before logging off. Right. Let's go, Reggie says, putting the panel back in place after quickly fixing the mess he made. Delicate touch there, Reg, Amadi notes. If we play our cards right, then the Undaunted add another ship to our registration. Sure, it might be a little hard to do since we're right on Centris rather than out in the boonies, but we still have a chance to take this sucker as a prize. Another toy in the stable is a good thing. Not sure the Cherry Crush is the name of a ship you want in the Undaunted, Amadi notes as Reggie leads them up another level and along the maintenance tunnel. We can rechristen things easily. Reggie dismisses the concern as he leads them up and then thinks, okay, we should be about there, but we've got a chance of being spotted, so be ready for a fight. Got it, Koa says as Reggie undoes the latches to the maintenance hallway and moves the panel to the side. Let me take a look. I'll put up an illusion to shield us, Amadi says as he fades from sight, then gently nudges Reggie to the side. Reality seems to swim and Amadi fades back in a moment later. We have a veil. The 3 men slip out of the maintenance hallways and replace the panel to hide their tracks. Reggie quickly rushes them up to a nearby door and starts going at the control panel to the side and quickly logs in and opens the door. They all slip in and close the door behind them. The knives are tucked into their belts as they quickly fan out to search the room. Over here, Koa says after a few moments. Amadi and Reggie quickly show up next to him and they take a few moments to tuck their gear away. All right, I hadn't gotten the time to really bring out the new toy I'm working on, so I've just got a pair of UZI submachine guns, 2 replacement magazines each, my sidearm fully loaded with an extra mag, combat knife, and the new knife. I've upgraded to a shotgun myself. Pump action. 15 cartridges of buckshot and 15 solid slugs. I've also got 3 types of specialist rounds, Bolo, Piranha, and Dragon's Breath at 5 each. Also got my sidearm and spare magazine with the 2 knives. Amadi explains as Reggie puts his larger rifle together and pauses. I still have my sniper rifle, 1 full magazine in and 3 extra for 28 shots of high precision death. Sidearm and spare mags and the knives like you 2. Also, what the hell are Piranha and Bolo shells? I know dragons and incendiary, but the others? Sharp buckshot and 2 balls connected by wire respectively. They're great for causing a huge amount of damage to the meaty bits or confusing the hell out of most defenses. The Bolo doesn't always work, but this'll be an interesting field test. Stick to what you know works. We don't know if we're dealing with idiots or the hardest of the hard, Koa says as he flips up the shelf to look in the one beside where the weapons and equipment were stored. Reggie and Amadi get the idea and they quickly open everything they haven't already opened and quickly get their hands on a laser cannon, a weapon that quickly turns out to be a short-range flamethrower and no less than 8 separate shield belts. They slap on the belts. Koa pockets his UZI and hefts the laser cannon. He checks the power pack and nods. All right, this one is a 5-shot then minute recharger. Damn, more of a door opener than a proper combat weapon. All right, we'll be moving under stealth and then heading to the pylon. From there, we speak to the Dauntless and organize a hit from the outside and make the systems go down at the best possible time. Any objections? Amadi asks. Only that we're not already doing it. Let's go, Reggie says, and there's nodding. All right, veil up in 3, 2, 1. Let's go, Amadi says, and they rush out of the room even as Reggie opens the door. He points back towards the maintenance hallway and they bundle in before heading up towards the top of the ship and sneak through. This is too easy, Koa mutters. Don't jinx it, dumbass. Reggie snips. It wasn't a jinx though, and there's only a single crew member by the pylon, and Koa wraps his arms around her face and Amadi jumps on and grabs her head to knock her out instantly. Keep her down and quiet, Reggie says, accessing the pylon and using his new account. Wait, what the hell is that? Focus, Koa orders him, and he turns back to the task at hand to report their situation to the Dauntless. Also, she's a Drin. Their antenna can pick out electrical and magnetic currents, so they're often employed as technicians and mechanics. Makes sense to me. If I could do that, then I'd be able to find half the problems on any ship in minutes, Reggie says calmly before grinning. Awesome. Command's on the ball today. We just need to hold on for the go-ahead, and then I play merry hell with the ship's systems. Then I'm on protective and Amadi's on camouflage, Koa remarks as he quickly checks the laser cannon he's looted again. A quarter of an hour later, Reggie gets the signal and manually erases an approaching ship from the sensor array and gives the people on that ship not only the complete layout of the Cherry, but access to its internal comms. It's over in minutes. Koa carries the unconscious Drin mechanic to the rest, where she's safely tied up, and all three of them witness the Cherry Crush docking into the Dauntless from the main bridge. They leave the ship with smiles all around and encounter Admiral Cistern as he enters the docking bay. I see you three are luring in ever larger targets. Thank you for the new ship. Although it's only fair, I give you three an option to back out now. Deliberately sending you three out to smoke out conspiracy and kidnappers is more than a trifle unfair. Sir, this one came to us. It happens no matter what. And if it does happen, may as well be on duty when it does, right? Reggie asks. And Admiral Cistern nods before turning to Koa and Amadi. Much the same, sir, Amadi says simply. Sir, I would be doing this in my off time. Sir, Koa assures him. Excellent. Incidentally, Trooper Jackson, your Metak wives, witnessed your kidnapping and informed us of it nearly immediately before heading off to arm and armor themselves for an all-out raid. I would recommend that you do something to calm them down before they attempt to start a war with someone.